developing a mindset of excellence.
Look, all of our lives, from the time we're born, all of us, by the law of averages, are surrounded by average people.
In this video, family, we'll break down how our environment and decisions shape our outcomes. We'll explore the enemy from within and how to overcome that enemy. And lastly, I'll give you a passionate argument as to why we should never allow or we should ban childless and or unmarried politicians, judges, DAs, Supreme Court justices, president, etc. And we'll dive in deep into motivational tools to help you and I overcome that enemy from within. Allow us to pull up this video and allow this young man to speak what it is he has on his mind. Allow us to dive in.
They're always talking about things in the same way. I've got to get it done so I can take it easy. I've got to work hard till Friday so I can relax. Don't go too hard. Don't forget where you came from. It's not that serious. You need to take it easy. These are the things that we grow up hearing. We hear them from our parents. We hear them from our teachers. We hear them from people that we look up to, unfortunately.
So again, it's the conditioning that you and I have underwent for many years, unbeknownst to ourselves, that keeps us stuck in a state of non-productivity to the point where we want to be. And we can break that if we change our mindset. It doesn't mean that we got to go hard like he's suggesting, but it does mean that we must change the way that we think. And we must start to filter out any negativity that is flowing in from those who surround us that is working against what you and I hope to do. Allow me to share with you a personal story that I've experienced in many different ways from many different individuals that I do consider to be friends, but I don't necessarily engage with them on that level on a basis like I used to because of the dialogue, because of the idea and the self-talk and the exchange of conversation that always revolved around being defeated, always revolved around the struggle. The struggle is indeed real. However, your mindset cannot succumb to the struggle if you desire to do more, be more, and achieve more. Not for what other people think of you, but for you and I maximizing our own self-worth. So I had to curve those particular conversations and really basically shadow ban those friends who continuously talked about the problems, but yet rejected the solutions and or conversations around what we could do in order to change the outcomes. When you reject these solutions or any dialogue or any suggestion that that lays out a way for you and I to come up, then I have no need to continue to talk to you on a regular basis in that way because we're not headed in the same direction mentally. And we must be headed in a similar direction mentally if I'm going to hold conversations with you. I cannot engage and take on the negative energy and or the self-defeated energy. And to be honest, it is real. The environment and our decisions make or create circumstances that we exist in. Many individuals like to only put it on the individual. It's not just the individual. We do not live in a society where we get to do whatever it is that we want to do. We have rules, regulations, and we have those individuals that are opposing us, whether it's black, white, male, female, it doesn't matter. There is an opposition out there, and many times, especially in the case of black people, it has been the government. Now the government is an entity in and of itself, and anytime that it opposes any type of growth, you're going to have a difficulty factor that you have to overcome that is not necessary, and it doesn't have to be there, but it was put there. But without that difficulty factor, you still have difficulties that you and I will have to overcome. Allow him to continue.
And here's the problem with this. All of those things, because we hear them over and over and over again, become part of who we are and what we think and how we talk to ourselves. And I hear you guys and I see you guys talking about all these different things that make winning hard. People don't believe in me. People don't support me. Nobody wants me to win. People talk shit. All of these things are irrelevant.
I disagree with him when he says that they are irrelevant. No, they are not irrelevant, because any opposition that you have is a real opposition. So you must develop tools to overcome them. He may be saying that you can overcome them, and you can't. And they're not the determining factor as to you or what you're able to achieve, but they do have an impact. We do not live in a world by ourselves. So things and people that we engage with or engage in or are trying to accomplish something, you have outside forces that will have either a positive effect or negative effect on your growth. But I'm gonna allow him to complete his thought process.
The only thing that is keeping you from where you want to go and who you want to become is your ability to recognize that you are your own biggest enemy.
And this is true in many cases, that you and I do become our own biggest enemy because of the defeats, because of what we've been programmed into, and because the giant looks insurmountable, but the giant is not insurmountable. I'm not religious, but I go back to the fairy tale story of David. David, who's slain the Goliath with, I think, a rock, a smooth pebble. Again, this is a fairy tale story. Don't make no mistake about it. But it is a story that has a principle that applies in real life. You must believe in yourself. Now, we'll jump out of here and I'm going to end this video real quick. I'm going to give you a few tools that you can take with you in order to help develop the mindset that can help you sustain the difficulty factors that come into play as we pursue and engage in this journey called life. Allow me to break down a few things for you. I'm gonna pull myself on the stage full throttle and we'll break it down real quick. So again, one thing we must understand is this: many of us become motivated, but motivation fades in the face of heavy resistance. And this is why we can't rely on motivation. We have to develop discipline. Discipline outranks motivation for sustained success. If you and I want to achieve sustained success, we must become disciplined. Motivation is like a lighter. It has a fire that's powerful, but it doesn't last. And this is why we can't depend on motivation. We have to depend on discipline. And when the motivation is there, it allows the discipline to be even more pronounced. Then we'll go into this idea that motivation is fleeting, what I just said, and discipline is enduring. You want to remember that. Motivation is fleeting, discipline is enduring. And we must understand this as well. A lot of these motivational speakers, the gurus, etc., they want to put 100% of the onus on the individual. You don't live in a society that you live in alone, that doesn't have laws, that doesn't impact what you can and cannot do. So you can't have 100% of the outcome. You can have 100% of your input, what you're willing to put in, what you put in, what you do, what you discipline yourself to do. The outcomes are varied. They are subject to outside forces. So again, the environment does matter, and your decisions matter. So when we look at it, we say it like this: we are not simply the victims of our environment. We are, in most cases, simultaneously the product of bad decisions. So we can't allow our environment to allow us to continue to make the bad decisions. I know this firsthand. My environment wasn't the best. My environment was created by a government that was against the rise of black people. You can take it or leave it. We know, we have the receipts. However, my bad decisions compounded an environment that was set up for me to fail. So I can't just blame the environment. My bad decisions allowed the environment to do what it was set up to do. I can overcome my environment. It is not an easy thing to do, but it can and should and will be done. Again, if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and comment. Have a beautiful day. Sending you peace and always love. Peace.